how can you keep an eye out on your neighbors and not be a nosy neighbor, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a good question, BT. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Chief, what would you say to that?
Well, you know, if you know your neighbor and you talk to your neighbor and have an understanding with him what you're doing, why you're out there, and get him to watch for your house. Most time neighbors will swap out their keys from house to house that can watch. So that way, just let your neighbor know what you're doing. Just don't go into the yard and be looking around. Always let your neighbor know what you're doing. Get to know your neighbor. And I appreciate Bill calling in. Bill had called me a couple of days ago, and I apologize I haven't got back with you, Bill. I tried to call you one day, so I'll try to call you in the morning and talk to you, Bill.
Well, BT, we sure appreciate you watching and calling tonight. The key in any of this, whether you're talking to a police officer or your next door neighbor or the neighbor 5 doors down, is proper communication. Not when a problem begins, but before there's ever a problem, make sure everyone knows that everyone's watching out for each other, doing what neighbors expect you to do, being a good neighbor. It's really like we used to do back when we were young folks. You just good neighbors, and watch out for your neighbor.
Well, it's like the old saying, you know, you don't close a gate after the horse got out.
That's
and
right.
we kind of lived that with the police department. We went in the neighborhoods, we got to know the churches, the community, and before something happened in there, and then you knew who the key leaders was in the community, you knew who to go to, and they trusted you.
Absolutely.
You build up trust with them, and that way, just for burglaries and things like that, you work with your neighborhood, and when they trust you, they'll call you. A lot of times people don't want to get involved and don't want to call you because they're worried you might give a name out that they call. And if they trust law enforcement, they'll call you and give you information.